Guess it's time to get started here. Always have a little bit of time at the beginning to make sure that all softwares and delivery systems are talking to each other. How's the mix out there? I'll find out after this first one. So I've been playing traditional Irish music for something like 40 years now. So it has had some influence on my songwriting, and so that's what today is about. So I thought I'd start out with a little piano. That was an Irish jig called Dr. O'Neill. And that happens to be in my copy of this book. O'Neill's Music of Ireland happens to be the first, very, very first tune in the whole book. And there's like, somewhere between 1,000 and 2,000 fiddle tunes in this book, which was originally published in the year 1903 by a guy named Francis O'Neill, who happened to be the police chief of Chicago at the time. And so just about everybody I know over those years who's played traditional Irish music is going to have a copy of O'Neill's Music of Ireland somewhere on their shelf, you can bet. And I found this book that was a biography of the guy who first did the book, the police chief O'Neill, and it was he has a really interesting life story. And so this first song is kind of the Reader's Digest condensed version of that book. When the man has the music has the man. With a hunger only they from County Cork can understand. When you were 16, the parish priest tried to take your music away. And your road to the priesthood took a detour to a ship at sea. By 21, you're a flute and you had sailed the whole world round, surviving storms and broken skull on your way to the windy town. And your first month as a policeman took a bullet deep inside. And like the music in you, you carried it all your life. Yes, big Frank, you threw book at us, the book at your command. Big Frank, you threw the book at us, and sure it was grand. With a nose for all the criminals and an ear for jigs and reels, no one labored for the force more than Captain O'Neill. You always stood for justice, strong and resolute. And half of your patrolmen played the fiddle, pipes, or the flute. Big Frank, you threw the book at us, the book at your command. Big Frank, you threw the book at us, and sure it was grand. You became the chief of all when Harrison was elected. You know, the guy with the fedora. Criminals and melodies by the hundred you collected. You found them and they found you in the breeze all over town. And you would whistle them out and your man James would write them down. Big Frank, you threw the book at us, the book at your command. Big Frank, you threw the book at us, and sure it was grand. And the book has more tunes than a barman has pints, than a stick dancer's life has steps, than the stars up in the sky. And that book, it lives on even to this day. Big Frank, we're always in your debt for the harvest that you saved. Big Frank, you threw the book at us, the book at your command. Big Frank, you threw the book at us, and sure it was grand. All right, a little storytelling. How's everybody doing out there? Mary Regan, how are you? Up in Philly. Charlie, Cindy, Monica, Larry, hi to all of you. Tiger, thanks for joining. Mary Beth, hello. Jeff Thielander, thanks, man. June and June, how about that? To and Glenn, hiya. Ron Taylor, hiya. Welcome, thank you. Lance White, Stan Lewis, hope I didn't miss anybody. Thanks everybody for joining, I appreciate it a lot. All right, I'm going to carry on. The first song I ever wrote. I didn't really consciously think about it, but I had just been to Ireland for 5 weeks, and somehow I ended up driving from, I think, somewhere in Illinois to Washington, D.C. Without having a car radio. So my brain was, my subconscious was on full tilt. And in Ireland, I had a whole bunch of competing kind of things in my subconscious. One was hearing a lot of traditional music and traditional singers singing sean-nós songs in the traditional Irish language, and also there was this weird top 40 at the time. This was the year 1981 that had like Bob Marley and The Clash, followed by Red Sovine, Teddy Bear, and it was just like this crazy mix of stuff. And so my subconscious made these words for him, and I got out a piece of paper as soon as I arrived in Washington. And I never really thought about writing a song. So anyway, this song happens to probably be the only song in its genre, which is sean-nós truck driving song. I used to get away with singing this at song circles of the Celtic Week at the Swannanoa Gathering, and it kept being requested by Doug Orr, who's the president of Warren Wilson College. So it can't be all bad, right? Anyway, narrative ballad. As I drove out on a bright May morning, o'er the 18 wheels of my semi-truck, for to view all the cornfields of old Iowa, on to those hog lots of old Ohio. It came as a vision and leaped into view, and the words that it read so enticed me. I thought it no harm for to make a short visit, and hungrily hastened lunch for to see. And I sat down at the table and spied a fair maid, as fair as the sun as it sets in the west. I'd have asked for her name, but I knew it was Nancy by the sign which adorned her lily white breast. She walked up beside me and gave me a menu and said to me, "Hey, Mac, now what will it be?" I said, "I don't know, 'cause it all looks so pleasing. Perhaps I'll just settle for this number 3. And I said to her, "Fair maid, I can't live without you. I've been waiting to find you for all of my life. I'll show you places that you've never been to. Come with me, darling, and be my sweet wife." Well, she said to me, "Oh no, I shall not go with you, you driving young rover, a chance I'll not take. And if my husband, bold Clem, had heard your proposal, your truckin' neck he surely would break." So I paid them their money and made for the doorway, back to the chrome of my semi-truck, back to those cornfields of old Iowa, and on to the oinkers of old Ohio. So adieu to the promise of one trucker's heaven, and my fairest Nancy I will see no more. And as I drove out on that interstate highway, raw words and raw onions both burned my heart sore. All right, get dumber than that on a on a Wednesday afternoon. That's erudite humor there, buddy. Hey, Elin. Hi, Rachel. Susan Ripley. Thank you. Suzanne. Yay, everybody. Thank you. Lance, I'll start over as soon as it's all done, okay? You heckler, you. All right. More Irish commentary here. Here's a song I wrote kind of based on the first time I saw a certain drink on a certain menu. I was visiting my mom, who spent her last years in Glendale, Arizona area near Phoenix. I went to an Irish pub, and I saw this drink on the menu called an Irish car bomb. And I thought to myself, just how exactly far do you have your head up an orifice to not understand how idiotic that is? So that, I don't know, it got me thinking about a lot of things kind of on the same theme. So here's a song, a little satire on people who maybe glorify the wrong things. Whereas I glorify the wrong key. So who am I to talk? We're as rebel as a rebel can be. See us in our Prius, in our big SUV. In a pub with a chorus, turn us all loose. From 5,000 miles, we got nothing to lose. We're the Suburban American IRA. All across this wide USA. Drink a Guinness and a Smittix and shout, hooray! For the Suburban American IRA. Don't we love hate, and don't we take sides? Romantically knowing just who to deride. Though the worst of it was such a long time ago. It's so much fun to relive it. Let's give it a go. We're the Suburban American IRA. All across this white USA. Drink a Guinness and a Smittix and shout, hooray! For the Suburban American IRA. So yippee for all the wars. Pour me a car bomb. If there's violence to be had, just give us some. But make sure when you do, you don't take us along. 'Cause it's enough for us to rebel with a song. We're the Suburban American IRA. All across this wide USA. Drink a Guinness and a Smittix and shout hooray for the Suburban American IRA. Well, one man's opinion, it's all a big farce. Stick your rebel songs and car bombs right up your arse. A health to George Mitchell and those that made peace. Those are the ones who are heroes to me. Not your suburban American IRA. All across this wide USA. Drink a Guinness and a Smittix and shout, hooray! A Tullamore Dew and shout, hooray! A Harp and a Jameson and shout, hooray! For the suburban American IRA. All right. Hey there, James. I hope you're home. I heard you were going home today, and I hope it's already happened. Hi, Robert. Hi, Kathy. All right, time for a little instrumental. I'm going to get out the squeeze box, turn up the cave a little bit. Oh, thanks, June. Hi, Kevin. Hi, Margaret. All right, here we go. Here we go with an O'Carrollin tune. Turlough O'Carrollin was a guy who lived in the late 1600s and early 1700s. He was a guy who played the harp, and he wrote a lot of tunes in people's honor. And this one was recorded by Dee Dannon on an album called The Miscover Mountain. It's called Mr. O'Connor. And wish me luck on this one. Well, not perfect. It'll do. Herb, welcome. Hi, Bob. Thanks, Fred. Um, okay. How the time does fly. Um, I'm gonna do one more. And this song was the words were written by a guy we lost a year ago. This fella here, James Olin Oden, could make anybody look tiny. I don't consider myself to be a tiny person, but James could make you look tiny. But he was the gentlest, sweetest guy you'd ever want to know. And he was a real entertaining guy. Played the guitar and sang, half Viking, and really exceptionally nice guy that everybody liked. And anyway, he put these words up on Facebook. He put these words up on Facebook and said, "What do you think of them?" And I went, "Oh my God, this is amazing! This is great! I even have a melody in my brain to this." And he goes, "Oh no, that's not the way it goes. It goes, because James was, always up tempo and stuff." And but I said, "Geez, would you mind if I actually put it to the tune I had in my brain when I saw this, and just kind of tweaked a couple of words here and there to make it fit that melody?" And of course, being the generous, nice guy that he was, he said, "Yeah, do anything you want with it." And so I did. And so I put this his beautiful words to the tune of a Scottish air called Coilsfield House. It's really good to have this, to have a really pleasant memory of James, who, like I said, we lost a little over a year ago. If you'll but ask, I'll sing you a song. And you got the time, I'll share a pint. And if the music is right, we'll dance all night with no regrets of auld lang syne. And if you'll welcome me, your company I'll keep. And if you're humble, then a friend I'll be. Our silences and smiles cherished all the while, with no regrets of auld lang syne. And of those brave ones, with strength their friend, in whose hearts for fear they would not bow, may their songs be ever sung, and their memory on our tongue, with no regrets of auld lang syne. So dance, Friend, dance, moments pass you by. And sing, friend, sing, all there is to sing. Maybe your heart burn bright through another frosty night, with no regrets of auld lang syne. We'll have no regrets of auld lang syne. All right, that's it for today. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining. You know, it is so much fun to interact and to try to foist original songs off on you, and your listening means a lot. Thanks. I'm going to do one next week that's going to be kind of a tribute to the Kraken. I hope Phil White knows about it, because I got a song especially for him. But we'll see all you guys next time. Thanks again.